because this one will be interesting discussion. We're here reviewing the Reapy tweet thread, coach, alternate player for the Seattle Unite team. I think they've made it back-to-back Worlds as well, right? I don't think they just did. Yeah, they would have made back-to-back Worlds if not for the American visa system. So take that as you will. Basically, what he says is a new season about to begin for Pokemon Unite. New rules also incentivize sticking together. This is true. We will be going over the rules later. Here's how captains may approach team building. A thread. Most teams look to a coach after forming. It's better to involve a coach during teams formation. Successful orgs use this approach for a reason. So I remember having a debate with, I think, Slash a while back on Twitter about this, because the issue with this is that this only works if you have an org, right? Like if you are like a group of 5 players, you run into the biggest issue of like you want to improve but you don't know how to improve, and the easiest way to do that is to bring in a coach. But if the coach doesn't have the ability to like improve the roster, or they feel they don't have the ability to like make a change within the roster, they're not actually going to be able to improve things. And then that just sort of like locks the coach and the players into a deadlock where they just cycle through coaches, or they cycle through players and nothing happens. Don't focus on stacking skill points. Human elements don't make max theoretical skills to team impossible if you can satisfy differences, and focus on working together. Nothing can stop the team. So this is the classic like statement of like people don't actually know how to team build, which is like you need to build a team if you're starting from 0, right? Like if you're doing a partial rebuild, it's a little bit different, but like you want to make sure you have meshing personalities, people that work well together. Also, and I don't know how hot of a take this is in Unite, but I don't think roles matter in this game at all, unless you're a support player that like doesn't have and is like would get huge hand stiffed if you were playing jungle. But like I think it's relatively easy to swap from a higher mechanical skill ceiling role to a lower mechanical skill ceiling role. So if you are like building a team of very good players, you can always like swap down, I think, relatively easily. Have a clear vision of how you want to win and choose players to fit in that vision. Yeah, this is true, but I also think that like if you do this, you kind of limit yourself sometimes. Like I think that you need to be able to play multiple strategies to like continue to win. And I think that like you see that like teams that don't have the ability to adapt to the meta will slowly fall out, or like even innovate, and that's the biggest issue. Unite is a game where maximizing any well executed play style can lead to victory. At Honolulu Worlds, teams have different strategies, but the ones that with the best teamwork were the most successful. I don't disagree. I think that's fair. Any of the top 16 teams could have won if they had a clearer vision, better practice philosophy, and more efficient routines. I don't agree with this. I don't think that any of the top 16 teams could have won. Clear direction does make things easier, though. Yeah, everybody should be, participating. It's much easier to swap roles in Unite for higher skill to lower skill, since you can do funny things like support, Pika Sylvie, and Tank Buzz. Yeah, it's like I hate using Valorant as an example, but like if you just take like 5 cracked aimers and like put them on different roles, they'll figure it out eventually, as long as you have like a good structure around them, I think. And that's obviously a very large overstatement. But like if you have somebody that is like insanely, like if you have 2 insanely good junglers and you have to put one of them on ADC, like it's not the end of the world, and then your ADC player that is mechanically also probably very good has to switch to support, like oh no, like yeah, you're just able to do so much more because you can do like double ADCs, or like ADC with XP share with a tank playing carry, and it's just that's the biggest thing. All 3 world champions are the weakest link that viewers might not have even noticed. I mean, drafting for LG, easy, easy clap. Yeah, this is all just good general advice. Uh, this one is debatable for a lot of people. Hand stiff is a thing, but I do agree that like you need to have like just a straight up good grasp of what's going on. I think you can get around, especially in Unite with how little people have bothered to innovate. I think you can get around knowledge gaps with hand stiffs way easier than like you could in a different game. And like even in League you see hand stiff a lot of the times as well. Yeah, you don't need to just keep running stuff. As long as you like innovate, you'll find ways to get around things. Resource allocation is a good one. I've never. Hand stiff has less impacts if you don't even need to rely on the hand stiff. Yes, but if you're a team that's getting into a situation to need a hand stiff to begin with, I think that you're basically never going to realize that you're hand stiffing. Like I think that you're already like 4 steps behind, and so it's already too late to begin with, you know? Anyways, these haiku metaphors are lost on me. I've never watched the anime or read the manga, so yeah, adaptability is really important. And obviously, yeah, you gotta, drop people to drop people. I don't know, really good thread. If you're interested, you should read through it.